All right, today we're getting into a really touching story. It's all about a connection that pretty much lived entirely in silence, a story of unspoken feelings and signals that were missed until it was way too late. And that's exactly where this begins. There's no big declaration, no dramatic movie moment. It starts with something much, much quieter, an almost imperceptible shift in the atmosphere. So let's set the scene. We're in a pretty ordinary, kind of noisy tuition class. But it's right here that our narrator's world is about to be completely changed by a single, recurring feeling. It wasn't even a conscious thought at first. It was more like a physical sensation, a change in the room's energy that he only ever felt when she was there. It's like his whole world just calmed down. So he was immediately totally captivated by her. But his admiration, it was completely silent. And this created a huge internal conflict that would pretty much define their entire story. Wow, I mean, you can feel the sheer intensity in these words, right? This wasn't just some simple crush. It was this profound, almost reverent feeling of awe, and it hit him right from the very beginning. Such a simple, stark statement, but man, does it capture the heart of the problem. He has this whole universe of feeling going on inside his head, but in the real world, nothing. Just complete inaction. And this right here is the core struggle, isn't it? On one side, you've got this overwhelming flood of emotion, awe, affection, you name it. And on the other, the total paralysis of a self-described, full-blown introvert. And this was the question that just haunted him. It wasn't just about finding the right words to say. For him, it felt like this massive, insurmountable barrier. How do you even begin to cross that chasm? But then, just when it seemed completely impossible, an unexpected opportunity popped up, and it was all thanks to his one saving grace. So his skill in academics, especially maths, becomes the bridge that finally connects them. But you gotta notice how it also became a kind of box. He finally had a reason to talk to her, but he was trapped in this role of the maths guy, totally unable to say what he really felt. I mean, think about this timeline. It's staggering. An entire year goes by in this state of quiet tension. A whole year of just watching, waiting, and having these tiny, study-focused interactions. And then, right at the very end, something finally shifts. Okay, this is the moment he absolutely never saw coming. After a full year of near silence, she's the one who initiates the next step. For him, this wasn't just, a practical request. This felt like a real signal, a genuine possibility that maybe, just maybe, something more could happen. So he gave her the number, his mind just racing with what could be. But that incredible surge of hope he felt in that moment, well, it was quickly met with a pretty crushing silence. You can just feel that anxious waiting turning into pure disappointment, can't you? The complete silence from his phone felt like a definitive rejection, the absolute end of that fragile hope. And now, the finality of it all really starts to set in. He eventually finds out she switched to home tuitions. It wasn't that she was just late for class. She was gone from that part of his life, probably for good. But just when he had finally accepted that he would never see her in that classroom again, she made one last, completely unexpected appearance. Now, really think about this moment. She came back, not for class, but specifically to say goodbye and to wish him well. She singled him out at his desk. That's a gesture of real kindness and, genuine connection. And there it is again, that internal paralysis, one last time. Every single part of him wanted to stop her, to say anything, but the words just got stuck, and all he could do was sit there and watch her leave. And that's the final blow. He goes to her street just to get a book back from her, only to discover she's not just leaving the class, she's leaving town. He knew, in that exact moment, he was watching her walk out of his life forever. But this story, it doesn't actually end with her walking away. The real conclusion, the one detail that completely reframes everything, was waiting for him inside the very book she returned. And inside, he found this small, almost hidden detail. But it was a detail that would change the entire meaning of the story he'd been telling himself for a year. There it is. The whole time he was watching her, she was thinking of him too. This tiny, silent gesture, her name right next to his, was the signal he had been waiting for all along. It was a quiet mirroring of his own unspoken feelings, and he had missed it completely. The narrator finds the absolute perfect expression for this entire experience in a poem by Javed Akhtar, and it's centered around this one word, hakikat, which means reality or truth. That line is just devastatingly perfect, isn't it? It speaks to the powerful reality of their relationship, a relationship that existed almost entirely in the space of what could have been. And it leaves us with a final, really poignant thought. How many of our most powerful memories are of things that never actually happened at all?